I still can't believe that I got to actually go to an in-person fan sign with Ateez and talk to them. It still boggles my mind that, like, I saw them, like, right there and, like, I spoke to... It's just the weirdest thing. I still can't believe it. I'm, like... I was in another realm of existence, and when I came back to reality, I was like, what just happened? It was the weirdest thing. Oh, gosh. So my music taste decided to announce that Ateez will be doing a in-person fan sign during their tour here in America. And me being the person that I am, I said I want to do it. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and apply for the fan sign. I was gonna try for the fan sign. In case you guys don't know, the way that fan signs work is it's like a lottery system. So when My Music Tastes announce a fan sign, they do it through their website. You have to buy it from mymusictaste.com, and you buy the albums from there, and then each album you buy is an entry. And then once the entry period is over, they will randomly select people. So the more albums you buy, the more chances you have to get in. So they announced that they were going to do 2 in-person fan signs during the duration of the tour in America, one in New York and the other one in LA. I went to the one in New York. It's closer to me, and it was more cost efficient than going all the way to LA across the country. I wasn't going to do that. So I went to the New York one. And so I applied during the entry period, and the weird thing, My Music Taste did things very weirdly. I don't know why they did a lot of things weird for this fan sign, but in particular, the entry period originally for the fan sign was 1 week. They opened it like at the end of November to the first week of December. It was like a week long, okay? I was so happy, I was excited, I bought the albums, and then the day before they were going to, I think it was the last day of the entry period, before it was gonna close, they announced that they just extended it for another 2 weeks. So it was a 3-week long entry period instead of the original 1 week. And I didn't like that. I was like panicking because I was like, oh my god, that means that other people are gonna buy more albums as well. And it was like a whole thing. I bought more albums and I panicked. I really did. Other people also panicked because I talked to other people, but it was just the weirdest thing. I was like, My Music Taste, don't do that again. They just did it like the very last second. And that's a reoccurring theme of what My Music Taste likes to do, is do things very last minute and not announce anything until they have no other choice but to announce it. Oh, it's just crazy. And another weird thing is you couldn't buy just one album for the fan sign. They sold it in bulks of 3. So you could only buy like 3, 6, 9, and so on and so forth. You can't buy like 1, 2, 4, like you can't do that. You can only buy 3, 6, 9. It was like, obviously that makes them more expensive. So like if someone wanted to try, I'll try with 1 entry. No, you have to buy 3 albums, and it was a lot. I don't know why they did that. That's a My Music Taste kind of thing. I have no idea. But once the entry period is over, they announced through email who got in. Surprise, surprise! Literally a surprise to me. I did get in. I did not feel very good about me getting in. But when I got that email, I literally was like, I just crouched down like this. I was like, I had to read it over and over again. I was like, so you're telling me that this says it said my name? I was like, I couldn't speak. I was like left speechless, and I was like, oh my god, I get to meet Ateez. It was like, yeah, it was a lot. And on the email, it was like, regulations, rules, the date of the fan sign, and then the time of the fan sign. But it didn't have a venue for where the fan sign would take place. And you know how I said that My Music Taste likes leaving things to very last minute? They still didn't tell us where the venue was going to be until 4 days before the fan sign. Now, mind you, I'm from out of state. I'm not from New York, so I had to fly, and I had no idea. I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going to go. And then 4 days before, they're like, yeah, by the way, this is where we're going to go. So before I was going to fly out for the fan sign, I attended the Ateez concert in Atlanta on Thursday. And then Friday, I was driving back from Atlanta to Florida. And then on Saturday, I was going to fly out from Florida to New York for the fan sign on that Saturday. It was a lot. I was doing a lot. I was doing the most for Ateez. So that Saturday, I flew out, and I arrived around like noon. And the fan sign wasn't going to be later till that evening, so I just kind of hung around, you know, chilling, moping around, ate some food. I ended up at the venue, and we were just waiting outside for them to let us to check in. And boy, I lost feeling in my fingers and my toes. It was so cold. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't dressed in the most cold weather appropriate, like, I wanted to look cute, so I didn't like wear like the winter clothing. But I was like, you know, it's gonna be inside. It'll be fine. I don't need to be warmly dressed as long as I could just hold out here for like an hour or two. It was fine. Then like a little bit later, like 30 minutes later, they let us check in. We had to show our IDs and our vaccination card, and then they checked us in and they gave us a randomly generated number because there was 100 participants and they randomly generate from 1 to 100. And in my mind, I'm like, I want to be number like 20 to 30. I think that was a good number. I was like, I don't want to be the first like 10 people, and I didn't want to be like one of the last few people to go in. I just wanted to be there. Because the higher, like the lower your number, the further up you sit in the seats because it goes by row and then they seat you like that. So I was like 20 to 30. That is perfect. I tapped the iPad that they were using for the random number generator and I got number 77. I was like, okay, so I'm like one of the last 25 people. That's great. We took our seats inside based on our numbers. So like I said, they like lined you up. So row 1 was like 1 through 10 and 20, you know, like so on and so forth. So I was in one of the further back rows. I was on the left side of the stage. So there's a left and there was a left and a right, and then there's a walkway in the middle. And I realized as soon as I walked into this venue, I was like, why is it so dimly lit in here? It looked haunted. it had this weird orangey yellow lighting, and it had these like 2 chandeliers at the top, and I'm like, this place is definitely haunted. It has to be haunted. I was like, this is weird. And we sat down and we were taking our seats and everything. We were just waiting for the boys to come out. We did receive an email that unfortunately Mingi would not participate in the fan sign. He wasn't feeling well and he needed his rest. So I do hope that he is feeling better and that he gets all the rest he deserves. That way this tour can be successful for them. I want this tour to be as successful as possible with no issues. So Mingi, please rest and take care of yourself. Also to the rest of Ateez, please guys take care of yourselves. I want you guys to be healthy. But once everyone was starting to get settled in and they checked in the majority of the people, they came out and said they're getting ready to come on stage. And I was like, whew, I was not ready. I'm like, they're gonna be like right there. It's like, the thing about a fan sign is like, it's very intimate. So like, they're right there and there's only 100 people. It's not like a big concert or a big event. It's just 100 people and we're all right there and we're all just sitting down. Like, if you think about it, 100 people is not a lot. I have classroom sizes in my university that's bigger than that. Like, when I saw all these people, I'm like, dang, my chemistry class is way bigger than what is here. I'm like, wow, my chem professor has a bigger audience than this. Before they came out, in my mind, I'm like, okay, how do I want my, like, the lineup to be, you know? In my mind, I did not want San to go first. I just couldn't bring myself to see that would be the first person I saw. I just couldn't do it. San is my bias, and I would have been freaking out if he was just there. Like, I would be so anxious that I'm like, I can't say anything. I don't know what to do. I was fine with any other member but him being first. He could have been any, like, as long as he's just not number 1. That was my, like, that's how I was feeling. I know people have said that he's super easy to talk to, which he was. He was really easy to talk to, don't get me wrong. But because I'm me, I just didn't want him to be the first person. But when they came out, I looked, and I realized that the lineup was San, Jongho, Yuno, Yosan, Seonghwa, Wooyoung, and then Hongjun. That was the lineup, okay? And I've heard that they do rock, paper, scissors before the fan signs, so that way they can, like, shuffle around. I was like, okay, you know. And then they're like, hi guys, we're like, hey, and they're like, all right, let's take a seat. And then bam, they just sat the way they were. I was like, wait a minute, y'all not gonna change seats? And that was all I could think of, because San was, like I said, I was on the left side of the stage, and San was directly in front of me. Like, he was just right there. So I'm like, okay. So I have a lot of pictures and videos of just San, because he's like right in front of me, and I'm like, you know what? This isn't that bad of a thing. Yeah, this isn't that bad. Until it was my turn, and then I was high-key, like, just panicking. I was like, oh no. I wasn't ready. I was not ready at all. when the boys came out and they sat down, you could see they had like these plastic panels that were separating, you know, the little panels that separate them from us, you know, for protection. But they were smudgy, they were gross, and I'm just like, my music taste, do y'all, or like KQ, like, do y'all not have any Windex? Like, clean it down. It was nasty. I'm like, ugh. And like, you could see it in the pictures and the videos I took, and I'm like, these are some nasty, nasty screens. You guys gotta clean it. As the fan sign was progressing, I realized that it did not get any warmer in this building. It stayed continuously cold. It was like freezing cold. And you could tell that the members were also very, very cold. And I felt so bad for them. I'm just like, guys, like, why can't we give them heaters? Like, give them a blankie. Give them something. Like, they had little hand warmies. They were trying to warm their hand. Like, you could tell they were cold. They kept like going like this. And there were times where they got up and they just were like really I felt so bad. They tried their best to, like, you know, not seem like they're like, it's not that. Oh, it was freezing cold. And it adds more to my theory of that building being haunted because it was freezing inside. I don't know why it was freezing. I don't know why there was no heat inside this building. I don't know. I just wish there was heat, but there wasn't. So, and it was like that for the entirety of the fan sign, which was a very long time. It was like over 3 hours. So I felt so bad for them that they had to put up with that. So for a fan sign, you get to choose what album you want, and you get to ask them a question on a sticky note, and they had to check beforehand. So I chose this version of the album. You have to choose either Fever Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. I chose this one of Part 3. I don't remember if this is the A, Diary, or Z version. I just call it green, orange, and blue. This is the green version. It has like the pictures from Eternal Sunshine. Very cute. And so you could ask them a question on the page, and they got to check it. So I'll just show you Song's page, because why not? So like this, you got to ask them a question. Originally, like, 90% of the questions I asked the members were short responses, because you could have asked a short response question. They allowed you. And then midway through the fan sign, they just completely scrapped that rule and said, nope, you can't do that. Only yes or no multiple choice. They started changing it the row right before us, and everyone else ahead of them didn't have to change they didn't have to do anything. But we had to change ours, unfortunately. So, and a lot of people did have to change their questions. I had to just scrap like their questions entirely, and I felt kind of bad. I didn't have to change mine. I just had to change the answers to it. Yeah, once they checked through, I lined up and was waiting, and then it was my turn, and then San was immediately right there, and I was like, I was freaking out. My mind was just a jarbled mess. I was like, oh my god. They did wear masks, so I didn't see like their faces. I'm kind of glad for that, because I don't think I'd be able to function if I just saw their face like right there, right in front of me. So kind of thankful for that. I was panicking. I was like shaking in my boots seeing them right there. I'm not going to say specifically what I said to each member because I recorded that and I'll just add it in. But once I got through the line, I sat back down. And then they finished up, and then once the members were like done, they went backstage to, I guess, either warm up, freshen up, drink water, I don't know. So San was the first one finished. He went in the back, and then he came back on stage. They were still finishing up with like Sunghwa, Wooyoung, and Hanjun, and he just started talking to everybody. And then it got to the point where he's like, you know, he's out there talking to us, doing cute things. And then he like looks back and nobody's with him. He's like, where are my members? They're just gone. So then he went backstage. He came back. He's like, I don't know. And he just kept talking to us. And then Jungho came out, and then one by one they started coming out. And then they were just saying like their thank yous. It was so cute. They did like little poses for pictures, which I have, by the way. When the fan sign first started, I took pictures and videos on my phone, and then my phone started to die. So I have a DSLR camera that I brought with me, and I just started using that for the duration of the rest of the fan sign. And the quality is significantly better because it's on the camera and not just my phone camera. So there's just like the quality on my phone camera is pretty good, but then when you get to like the DSLR camera, it just skyrockets, and it got significantly better. I was like, whoa. But overall, the fan sign was fantastic. I love Ateez. They did a great job. I know they were freezing cold and probably very tired, but they did really good. And you know, they did their little fan services. They did hearts, and then they did like, you know, their little thing. I don't know. It was cute, you know? It was really cute. So good. I love Ateez, and they were fantastic. And surprisingly, they were very easy to talk to, and they spoke like all in like English. It was really cute. I'm so glad that I was able to have the chance to experience this fan sign, and I hope to do it again in the future. I keep saying that, but I really do want to do it again. I'm more prepared, and hopefully mentally I'll just be more ready. I won't be as anxious. I don't believe in nerves. My nerves are gone. They got nothing on me now. But now I have an album that will forever be signed by Ateez, and hopefully next time if they did a fan sign, Minky will be a part. It'll be all 8 members. I want all of them. I don't want not a single one missing. So yeah, that was my experience, the gist of it, and now I'm going to insert pictures and videos that I took during the fan sign, and it's just gonna be fan sign stuff. But yeah, that is my experience, and I hope you guys enjoy just watching Ateez being cute, and they look so just so precious, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
I saw that.
Girl. He was like, I can't believe it.
I have it all
He
on.
was like, it doesn't feel real. I'm like,
I saw that. I have it all on video.
I literally started crying. He was just there like,
Bitch,
what
there
the
was like 4 of us taking the same age.
we thought we were before them, but yep. Yeah. Yeah.
I had to change both my countries. It has to be either yes or no.
That's what they said?
All the questions, they have to be either yes or no or
Why did they decide this halfway through?
Because they're running out of time.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to think. Not our fault the time management has got good.
Yeah. I'm like,
Oh, really? Well, I told her. And
Everybody knows wrong. It's not a video, but just.
I told her, I was like, I like your jacket now.
Yeah, I know. This is a ton of reaction. Something people said, I don't know Persian, so I said rock. Rock means like I don't know rock. Some anger. Some anger. Hands up. Hands up.
So first one, cute version. Yeah, let's go. Okay, first left. 1, 2, 3. And middle. 1, 2, 3. And right side. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and second pose, what do you want? Yes, sexy. Let's go sexy. So, okay, let's go. Left side, 1, 2, 3. And the middle side, 1, 2, 3. Right side, 1, 2, 3. So shy. Yeah. Okay, so last pose is Ateez pose. Ateez, I like this pose, main pose. Three, two, 3 to 2. Okay, two. Okay, so come here. Okay, so I like you. Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, left. Middle. And right side. Yeah. I don't know you like it, but and thank you for your events. Thank you so much. So I already said to many 18 years, you guys inviting us. So thank you for inviting us and thank you for waiting us for us. So, it's so cold here. Thank you for being with us almost 3 hours. So thank you so much. So yeah, actually, so probably we'll come back if we can. So
We'll be your Superman. Wait for us, I love you.
Okay, 18 is our superpower. Okay, you're my superhero. Thank you so much. I love you too, but I'm Spider-Man. Yeah. We are Avengers. Let's go.
다음 지금까지 에이티즈였습니다. 둘, 셋.
네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.